Okay, I'm gonna be trying something new. Basically, this is for when there's a couple things I want to talk about, but I don't have enough to say about any of them to dedicate an entire video to them. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about here today is Psychonauts 2. Again, as you guys know, back when I first saw the Kickstarter for Psychonauts 2, I told you all to go donate to it. As you can tell simply by the screenshot, it got funded. But while it was in the process of being funded, a lot of people were saying not to donate to it, and I'd like to talk about some of those reasons why. Now, a lot of the more legitimate reasons centered around Double Fine's recent mistakes when it came to their games, particularly with Broken Age and Space-Based DF9. Now, I've never played Space-Based DF9 before, but I'm not even going to bother trying to defend it considering the fact that it's the only Double Fine game on Steam to have mostly negative reviews. Broken Age, on the other hand, is an entirely different story. The reason people were so mad about this is because of the fact that the game's Kickstarter had a goal of $400,000 and ended up getting $3.3 million, and even then it had to be released episodically. I know that sounds really bad, but you gotta consider this. That goal is the smallest amount that Double Fine had ever worked with. It was the bare bones minimum that Double Fine could use to make a game. Looking at Broken Age in its final state, it's clear that the $3.3 million was put to good use. The artwork looks great, the animations are fluid, and the game's fully voice acted. I know that being forced to release the game episodically looks bad no matter what, but it's nowhere near as bad as some people are making it out to be. Also, is that Kickstarter drama really so much of a big deal considering the fact that we did get the full game in the end? Also, it's not like the $3.3 million is the only thing going towards Psychonauts this time around. Besides, there's a risk involved donating to any Kickstarter. I knew that when I donated, and I still don't regret a thing. But I can understand not wanting to donate to a Kickstarter because there's a risk involved. This other reason, on the other hand, is completely ridiculous. Apparently, people are also mad at Tim because he made a joke that was apparently really racist and offensive to people in Gamergate. Just to see what they're talking about, let's check it out.
Oh! How many Gamergators does it take to make a single piece of armor?
Oh god, I don't know.
50. 1 to do the modeling, 1 to do the materials, and 40 to tweet that it's not your shield. Okay.
Seriously guys, he made a pun. Are you really that upset over a little bit of wordplay? And apparently it's racist too, because he brought up not your shield, which is a hashtag for diversity in gaming. I mean, for God's sake, he didn't even say anything about it, he just mentioned it and made a pun off of it. And I've seen the reasoning people have brought up for how this is super offensive, and it's completely ridiculous. But for those who are going to say, oh, but he meant to imply all this stuff, keep in mind, in the joke, he essentially said that 4 + 1 + 1 equaled 50. So no, I don't think he thought of all this stuff behind the scenes to imply large amount of racism and bigotry. Despite all this ludicrousness though, the game did end up getting funded, which I'm very glad about, and I'll be looking forward to getting it when it comes out, hopefully in 2018. So let's talk about Paper Mario Color Splash. So I know I talked about this game earlier, and am I changing my thoughts on it? No, I am not. I just gotta say though, I've been seeing a ton of videos bashing this game. I mean, this is insane, look at all this backlash. Seriously, I've seen so many rants on Paper Mario Color Splash, it's almost as much as the rants I've seen on the Fine Bros. Don't get me wrong, they all have a point. Paper Mario really does need to get back to its roots. Like I said before though, I kinda saw this coming. Honestly, after seeing what Nintendo had done to 3D Mario, I had a feeling that the sticker star formula was going to stick. In fact, I was skeptical about Dream Team for that very reason. But anyway, flash forward to Mario & Luigi Paper Jam, and it pretty much confirms what I had thought. Also, just a little update, I've changed my mind on Paper Jam. I think it's the worst in the Mario & Luigi series. Seriously though, it's gotten to the point where the fans can make much better game ideas for Paper Mario than Nintendo can. I mean, I've read stuff about Paper Mario The Rewind Chronicles, and it looks like an amazing game, you know, aside from the whole not being real part. I know I've said before that I am going to be getting this game, but that's mostly out of sheer curiosity and because of the fact that I want to do a review on it. It is crazy that things got this way though. I mean, I'm actually more excited for the new Shaq Fu than I am for the new Paper Mario. The last thing I want to bring up is 2 upcoming games, both of which are fairly similar, those being Overwatch and Battleborn. I'm really looking forward to both of these games. I mean, like Rabbid Luigi predicted, Overwatch could pretty much become the next Team Fortress 2. And Battleborn really doesn't look all that different. I'm really looking forward to both of these games, but there's one thing that kind of bugs me about it. And that's the fact that, from what I've seen, it looks like neither of these games are going to be released on Mac. Don't get me wrong, I have a PS4, I'll still be able to play them, but it still kind of bugs me. The only reason I've heard, and this is from Overwatch, is the fact that Macs really aren't up to snuff when it comes to graphics. Since I'm not a game designer, I don't know how true that really is, or if online affects it at all. I mean, Team Fortress 2 really doesn't look very good on my computer, yet Batman Arkham City looks just fine. And you'd think since both Overwatch and Battleborn have both each other and Team Fortress 2 to contend with, it would stand to reason that they would want to release on as many platforms as they could. Like I said, I will be able to play these games, but it does kind of bug me that I won't be able to do it on my computer. And considering how much of a juggernaut Team Fortress 2 is on PC, I'm not 100% sure if the lobbies for these games on home consoles are really going to be that big. But maybe I'm just being irrational here. I mean, I'm not 100% sure I'm even going to get these games. I mean, considering how long I tend to play multiplayer games, but it was still just something I had thoughts on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you liked this kind of formatted video. Also, let me know if you didn't like it, in which case I'll stop making them. With all that said, guys, I'm Dafawfulizer, and I'll see you in the next video.